Welcome to Free and on the Road. Today we're going to go ahead and do a coffee tasting. I've had a lot of requests about iced coffee and the best way to make iced coffee. Had a lot of you follow, like, subscribe, all of those things from my cold brew, and I really appreciate it. So I went ahead and I started a cold brew yesterday. That one is ready. We're going to make an AeroPress iced, and we're going to make an Americano iced, and then we're going to try all three and see which one is best iced, so you can experience your iced coffee at home, and the easiest way to do it. So I've already ground the coffee for the AeroPress. I'm going to go ahead and get that going first so that it can start brewing. When I do my AeroPress for iced Americano, I always do 2 scoops. AeroPress recommends 1 of their scoops per AeroPress, but I like it a little bit darker, and since it'll be watered down with the ice, I will do 2 scoops of that. So we start with 2 scoops with the AeroPress scoop in our AeroPress. I already got my water up to 200. When brewing coffee, I'm actually not going to brew that on there. That's going to make a mess. When brewing coffee, we always want to have our coffee range between about 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. So I do it at 200. That's my happy point. Go ahead and pour that in there to start the brewing process. I'm normally wearing a watch that has a timer on it, but of course I don't have my watch on right now. So we're going to have to guess what 3 minutes is. So I let that brew for 3 minutes. I'm going to start a timer. All right, we're going to start the process of pulling our shot for our iced Americano. Oh my gosh, never happens. I ground it and it was perfectly 18. I can't even believe it. I actually was just thinking about the fall coffees I'm going to make. I was like, pumpkin spice, peppermint mocha. Pretty excited about the fall flavors. I was actually thinking what other cool autumn flavors we could make. There's going to be some cool autumn flavors coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and run the machine first for a few seconds just because we need the head to be hot, or whatever that thing is called. I don't know the technical name of it. Haven't ran the machine yet this morning, so I just heated that up, and then we'll get this set up to pull our shot. I just had somebody comment about how when they put their portafilter in, it moves the whole machine, and she's 70 years old, and she said she has to have her husband put it in for her. So there you go. Proof that it's not easy to put the portafilter in sometimes. All right, well, that shot was just a little fast. It was at 22 seconds, but that's okay. I'm going to say that's this is a lighter roast, so I think that's fine. Move our portafilter out of the way. All right, so we have 17 seconds on our AeroPress. We're going to go ahead and do our iced Americano first. We pull our espresso directly over. All right, so we got our water in there. Our timer just went off for our AeroPress. We're going to shake our iced Americano. This is my go-to drink in the morning because it's the easiest to make. So this is an iced Americano with my espresso. Normally I'll put maybe a little bit of cream in that or some oat foam. All right, now we're going to do the AeroPress. This time just went off, so we'll press this down. Hopefully I don't make a mess because I should have used a wide mouth jar, and I can feel that this barely fits. Oh, and hopefully it all fits in this jar. This jar might not have been big enough, guys. We'll find out. Oh, 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 it made it. Dang. Okay, so this is my AeroPress. Oh, you can see the AeroPress is actually even a little darker than the iced Americano. And then our homemade cold brew. All of these coffees are made with the same bean. I'll talk about that in a second. Let me pour my cold brew. Let's look at the difference in color first. My cold brew is definitely a little bit more of a caramely color. My AeroPress, you can see, is a brown color. And then this one, the iced Americano, has like almost I don't know. It looks a little dirtier brown, I think. We'll see which one tastes the best. All right, so all of the coffees are made with the Epicurean coffee. The roast that we use today is the Happy Roast. This is actually one of my favorite roasts. I used it for every single one. I did it when I made my cold brew. I fresh ground the coffee and then made the cold brew. You can see that. You can see that video on my channel. And then when I made the AeroPress, I ground it fresh at a fine grind to do the AeroPress, and then I put it in my hopper of my espresso machine. All right, so now the moment of truth. We're gonna go ahead and taste all these and see which one tastes the best. I really don't know. I've never had all three at once, so here we go. This is the Americano with the machine. It tastes very round and coffee-ish. There's not a whole lot of sweet flavor to it. Okay, this is the AeroPress. Oh, see, it's interesting. It's the same roast, but the flavor is totally different. This is a lot lighter. It's not, this is a little bit more pungent. I think it has a strong pungent flavor. And this one is a little bit lighter. This is what I drink when I'm on the road. If you watched my video of me making AeroPress at the RV ranch, this is the exact way that I make it when I'm on the road. All right, and then cold brew, which cold brew, it may take 24 hours to make, but it's 24 hours of waiting. And in the morning, all you have to do is pour it. So the cold brew has no bitterness to it at all. I would say if we were to rate the bitterness, this is the most bitter and this is the most sweet. So the cold brew pulled out the most sweet tones of the coffee, the undertones. You can taste the caramelization and the chocolate undertones in this one. But in the espresso, it's a lot darker and a little bit more bitter. I think what we should do is we should have a non-coffee connoisseur taste them. Are you going to try them for us?
Sure.
All right.
All right, guys. I actually like coffee here, but I don't like it. Doesn't like me as much as I got older, so I dialed it back a lot on drinking the coffee here. But I'll give this stuff a shot. All the stuff we make at home here is usually smelling really, really good, and it's hard to resist. So, see what it tastes like here.
We'll see if we can taste the difference in them.
I was just debating if one would ruin your palate for the next.
I was debating the same thing too. I was like, I wonder if we should be drinking like club soda in between.
I'm going to go through the three and I'll say which one I think is the best.
First, can you tell the difference between the three?
Totally. Yeah. So this one, I would say, is more like if you really like coffee, I would say this is probably something you'd like. This is more of a, like, it tastes very much like to me personally, it tastes a lot like a neutral coffee.
I agree with that.
This one to me tastes like lighter for some reason. I guess the way for me to explain it is almost tastes watered down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then this one tastes like more like espresso.
Which is funny.
Yeah, like it's stronger. It tastes more like espresso. So, yeah, I think this one's probably my favorite.
Oh, see, interesting.
It's pretty loud though.
I think that one has the strongest like coffee flavor. I think
to me this one tastes more like espresso, like stronger espresso kind of flavors to it. This one to me tastes more like it's just more of like a coffee flavor to it. And this one's just like, it tastes like if you ran coffee through a filter a second time, that's what it tastes like to me personally. So I think that's, yeah. But they're all actually not the worst. This one's just, if you don't like as strong a coffee, you probably like this one.
Yeah. So I like the AeroPress when I'm on the road just because it's easier. I can't take my cold brew with me everywhere. So that's why I like the AeroPress on the road. But I agree. My favorite I would have to go through the cold brew or the Americano.
Okay. So what do we got here?
That's the Iced Americano. That is the AeroPress. And that is a cold brew.
Interesting.
Well, guys, thank you for watching Free and on the Road. Today we did our at-home cold coffee testing. Kevin's vote was the Iced Americano. My vote, I think, was the cold brew which is great because in the morning I don't have to do any work. All I have to do is pour me a cold brew cup of coffee. So if you have any questions about any of these brewing methods, let me know. So I think my favorite was a cold brew only because it had a nice strong flavor and you can actually taste the sweet undertones of the coffee. I feel like there's a little bit more like fragrance in it when you drink it.
I think bear in mind that when you're drinking it like this without anything, a lot of people actually end up drinking it with some sort of creamer or something like that. So that's going to change the flavor a lot too. So something that might taste a little stronger right now before you put some cream in is going to dull it down too. So depending on how you like your coffee, some people add sugar or whatever it is. So there's all sorts of different things you can add to change the flavor. So that might just kind of give you an idea of how strong you like your coffee or whatever and what type of flavor. But if you're a coffee lover, you're probably going to like all of these, I would say. But that's our personal preference there. So
yeah, so try it out. Do your own test at home. I want to hear what you like. What's your favorite way to have iced coffee? I know the AeroPress has a lot of similarities to just having what I used to do when I had babies and I had no time was I would do drip coffee, and then when it got cold, I'd pour it over ice. AeroPress has a lot of similarities to that. I think it's one notch up from that. But try it out and let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on all the social medias. And hey, check out my husband Cruising with Kevin on his channel too.
Catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.